Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fali Ramadan. Today I'm in Stadion Utama Gelora Bung Karno, Senayan, Jakarta. Okay, so the appointing of Indonesia as the host of 2021 World Cup is the good achievement from PSSI in the middle of the downturn of Indonesia football because of the case of scoring setting and Indonesia national team that has minimal achievement in the last few years. In the middle of the trouble of national football, FIFA gave the amazing gift by appointing Indonesia as the host of the World Cup. So to help this World Cup, Indonesia already prepared 10 stadium. One of them is Indonesia Proud Stadium, that is Stadion Utama Gelora Bung Karno, Senayan, Jakarta. Okay, and then I want to discuss the positive impact of the appointing Indonesia as the host of the World Cup. The first is stadium repairs. PSSI already submit a request to renovate some of stadium that will be used for the venue as the World Cup. Because of this, some of the stadium will get a benefit because it will be repaired. And then the government must be serious to make better the sporting infrastructure to the World Cup. To help this event, Indonesia must have a stadium with the international standard. The second point is the development of Indonesia player. For the player who will play in the World Cup, it will be good experience for them to develop. So they have a spirit to play in the World Cup at the young age, and it's very good to them, to their mentality, because they will face and meet other players from various countries, and this is very good for them for their development to become the senior player. And the third is Indonesia people will have a sweet memory. Indonesia people really want to Indonesia as the host of the World Cup because they want to see Indonesia national team play at the World Cup event. Because help this event, Indonesia people will have a sweet memory, like the experience of seeing the world star player and feel the atmosphere in the international arena. The fourth point is Indonesia culinary promotion. Food seller around the stadium will have a positive impact, like in the economic profit, because the foreign tourists will come to Indonesia because they support their country, and this can be used by the food and beverage sellers to promote the Indonesia culinary. And then the fifth point is tourism promotion event. With Indonesia become the host of the World Cup, there will be many foreign tourists will come to Indonesia because Indonesia has so many tourist attractions to visit, like in the Yogyakarta and Bali. In Bali, Kuta is one of the famous beach in Indonesia. So this thing must be maximized for Indonesia because the coming of foreign tourists. The sixth point is to attract the investor. World Cup is one of the international competition that cover the whole world. And football is the what is the world people favorite sport. So because this event held, the eyes of investor will highlight Indonesia, and Indonesia must to utilize this momentum to show its potential. And the 7th point, the last, is creating a job field. The event of the World Cup must need several committees to manage this event, and it's definitely need some committee, and it's definitely creating a job field. Okay, I think that's all for me. The positive impact of the appointing of Indonesia as the host of the 2021 World Cup. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Taufik, and today I'm at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. Before I started, I want to asking to you, can you guess the topic that I want to discussing? Yes, I want to discuss about Indonesia that be the host for FIFA World Cup Under 20 in 2021. Congratulations for Indonesia. And this is the good news and good achievement for Indonesia, because this is the first time for Indonesia holding the big football competition that covers all around country. And before we start, I want to give you information about the football in Indonesia. Football in Indonesia is entered since Dutch colonial period, and there is the one person that named Insinyur Suratin Sosronegondo. He is the founder of PSSI, or Indonesian Football Association, in April 1930. And let's go talking about these issues. I'm wondering why FIFA choose Indonesia to be the host for this event, for this World Cup Under 20. I think it's because Indonesia have fanatical football, the phenomena of fanatical football. Why I say that? Because I read in the article in CNN Indonesia, December 2017, Indonesia is the one of the biggest country that have big interesting in football. 77% that indicates Indonesia love to watch football. And I think this is the one of the factors why FIFA choose Indonesia to be the host. And the second is Indonesia have a good financial, the financial, like this event is holding in 3 islands, in the Java Island, in the Bali, and in the Sumatra. And in the third island, they have good financial each other. And the third is Indonesia have good infrastructure. The infrastructure like the stadium. Indonesia have a good stadium that good stadium and big capacity. And also Indonesia have a training center that well, and the mass, the security from the country. And the last is Indonesia holding this event, inviting all around country, and the country or have the superstar from their country, and this is can be attract all around people, all the people in Indonesia to watch and come to the stadium to watching the match because they want to see the superstar from other country that they see in the television. Well, I think that's enough for me. I hope Indonesia can be the good, can be the kind host in this event, and I hope this Indonesia can be the good host for other countries that come to Indonesia later. Okay, I think that's enough for me. Thank you, and once again congratulations for Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. My name is Nur Rizky and I'm here at Gelora Bung Karno International Main Stadium to talk about my opinion about Indonesia will be a host nation of the FIFA World Cup under 2021 in the next 2 years. My opinion is different than my another friends previously, Taufik and Fadli, and this I'm talking about negative thing on this. First of all, let's take a look at the back previous with before this in Shanghai a few days ago, FIFA has an international conference. Gianni Infantino has announced that Indonesia will be a host nation of the FIFA World Cup 2021 in the next 2 years. And he said, congratulations for our country, congratulations for us. But my question is are we ready for this? I mean, are people ready for this event? I think it's not ready. Then I will talk to you later. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Indonesia is a country which has beauty of the football. We have such a good team, various teams, and we have a lot of good stadiums and talented players, and also fanatic supporters. But some of them is really fanatic until they went to a bad habit. And then why this still happens? I mean, I'm not blaming the supporters itself, but I'm blaming the attitude of the supporters. It's not happens at once, it happens many times. Okay, for example, let's take a look on the match between Persebaya and PSS Sleman on 29th October yesterday. In that match, the supporters of Persebaya began to chaos at the end of the match. They became angry because their team didn't get a good score. I mean, their team were lost at the time. The supporters became angry and went down to the field and burned some billboards. They did this to protest the team management why their team didn't get any points in 6 straight matches. And then finally, the stadium, Gelora Bung Tomo Stadium, some of the facilities was wrecked. Not only the Gelora Bung Tomo Stadium, but also the Mandala Krida at Jakarta, it was wrecked too by the bad supporters. These two stadiums, Gelora Bung Tomo and Mandala Krida Stadium, is the venue of the next Under 20 Under 20 World Cup 2021. Just so bad. Some netizens have regretted this to be replied again in the next 2 years. This chaos things does not happen on national league but also international matches. For example, let's take a look at the match between Malaysia and Indonesia at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium it's about 2 months ago, and the supporters began chaos in the end of the match. The reason is quite simple. They throwing a bad chance. Is a unrespectful chance each other during the match, and then become worse in the end of the match. They begin to throw many things they throw to the another supporters, like bottles, rocks, flares, and also the bench. It is so barbaric, and I think the Football Association of Indonesia and government must have a big attention in this. Because of what? Because we want to hold a huge sports event in the next 2 years, that is FIFA World Cup Under 20 2021. Although this is just a underage event, underage competition, but still we being watched by everyone beyond the world. The PSSI and the police should give a really heavy sanction for those who distract during the match, especially for the provocator itself. And we hope this will be a good effort for Indonesia to be a host nation of the FIFA World Cup Under 20 2021. We pray together to our country to be a good host nation for the next 2 years. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, I'm Fahmi, and today I'm going to talk about Indonesia will be hosting the event of FIFA World Cup Under 20 in 2021. After successfully held the event of Asian Games 2018, now Indonesia is believed to become a host country of this event. Actually, become a host country is not an easy thing because Indonesia had to compete with another countries such as Thailand, Myanmar, Saudi Arabia, Peru, and Brazil. And Indonesia got this opportunity. Talking about this event, actually this event will be held in 10 stadiums in our country, Indonesia. And right now, I'm in one of the venue where this event will be held. This is Patriot Candrabaga Stadium, and this stadium is located in my beautiful city, Bekasi. And actually, this stadium has more than 30,000 in capacity, so I think large enough to hold this event, right? And talking about this event, actually, there are so many advantages and disadvantages because, we know that the advantages, of course, is about economical factors in our country. Let me take a seat. The economical factor, for example, of course, they will invite so many tourism such as local tourism and interlocal tourism. And of course, we can promote all of everything about Indonesia, such as Indonesian cultures, heritages, and foods. So it's one of the opportunity to us to show everything to the world. And about disadvantages, I think there's several things that makes me feel doubt about this event because, I keep asking, does Indonesia really ready to be a host country? I mean, Of course, Indonesia needs extra money just to help this event. For example, this event will be held in 10 stadiums in our country. And what about the facilities and infrastructures? Does all of the infrastructures is already an international standard something? I don't think it will be. It's all already international standard, because it means that Indonesia needs to build the facilities. For example, one of them in one stadium in Bogor, and the government said that Stadion Pakansari needs to be built, and they need more than 132 billion rupiahs. In other side, in 2025, Indonesia has already had the plan that Indonesia wants to move the capital city from Jakarta to other provinces, right? So it makes me feel like, of course, Indonesia needs extra money just to hold this event. And the other side, Indonesia have already become a host country of Asian Games. It's only 2018, 19, 2021. Only 3 under 4 years just to even the other international class event. So I think how to solve these problems is by balancing the advantages and disadvantages. How? As Indonesian people, we have to show the world how our attitude and our manners. So all around the world will understand that Indonesia is very safe to be visited, and all of the tourism who comes to Indonesia, there will be a revenue for our country, right? So I think just act how host country should be by balancing the advantages and disadvantages. So everything is gonna be fine. Thank you.